Greetings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And
let's play a game together. All right, next.
So let's clear the quarry path. Because I really want to clean up this area so bad, and I don't even know where the path is. This is so disjointed. And we're just going to fall off the edge here. Everywhere I'm going, you're going to fall off the edge, and you're going to fall off the edge, and you're going to fall off the edge. And there they fell into the pit. There it is.
All right, so I still have a question from the last episode. I really don't understand it really, to me, feels like we knew so little about Luke and his interests, and now suddenly we're getting involved in an artist discussion with him, where I was like, I felt like you were not necessarily, like, you were more of a grease monkey than you were an artist. Like, artist was another thing that you did on top of being, a
handyman?
Yeah, a handyman and doing all these other things. And that's not to say that grease monkeys aren't artists. They make amazing bits of machinery, and they put together, cars and plenty of things in ways that I have no idea about. Like, I know jack shit about vehicles and mechanics. Like, that's just not my thing. It's fine. But it's just like, where did that come from? And it's like they suddenly started panicking, going, oh God, we must make them connect, because I actually even yelled at my friend going, it's like the writers were like, oh shit, we don't know what to do with them because we can't make them actually bone.
Because it can't end in the sex that they suggested in all the commercials.
I know!
All right, think we can finish all this on schedule?
Honey, you need to finish.
And when I say we, I mean me. But I'm using the we, hoping that you'll just join me.
You got what? 4 days to go?
Yeah, but this is definitely the only area that I've told the players about, so it's all I have to do.
Right?
Let's see, 26, 27, 28, 29. Yeah, 4 days. Wait, we're in February? Or something? Which month only has 29 days?
Isn't that February?
It's leap year February, right? 28, 29 days?
I don't remember, but okay, I'm confused. It's fine.
All right.
Also, that seems like a...
I have 4 days left to finish everything. Everything what, dear? It's only this so far as you've communicated with us.
Which also sounds horrifying, by the way.
Didn't get to look closely at the land.
Do you know how much they've been dragging this out? Like, this has gotten worse and progressively worse and worse. We are doing so much less than we used to. Like, damn.
Per day? Yeah, we're going...
Hey! It's okay. You'll get it all done.
Yeah, you can do it. You've done amazing things.
And besides, you're not doing it alone.
Are we standing in a bush together? The little
Let's stand in a bush together!
Yay! And let's stand in a bush together.
So let's stand in a closet together.
Someone somewhere being like, okay, so I watched this channel called Liza and Scandal, and it's going to be impossible to pitch it to you because it's not quite a Let's Play and it's not quite a video essay, and it is mostly comedy, but it also makes you think, or it's mostly makes you think, and it's also comedy. You know what? Just come stand in a bush with me and we'll figure it out.
Let's do it, friends. Bush time.
It's time to stand in a bush together. All right. So, not doing it alone. It's true. My mom's now in the way, too. I love that they are each standing individually in their own separate bushes. Like the stem of this bush is right between his boots. So he literally did have to step into the branches and get that stem, like the root of it, the trunk of it, right under his groinal region, and then stand there like I am boss of this bush.
Just say right under his groin.
Hey, I thought groinal region was fine.
That was so fucking pointless to say. And then they went over and they exaggerated greatly and added 12 extra
syllables. Just syllables.
Why? Why do you do this?
Because it's not only his groin, it's also his butt, it's also his thighs, it's all of it, so it's a whole region.
So, in his groin.
Alright, fine. Not doing it alone, are you? You're right. You're actually here. I haven't asked if you actually have anywhere else to be or appreciated the fact that you're giving up whole days for me lately.
Honestly, this is another thing where I'm going like, this doesn't feel like much of a relationship at all. We're not engaging in each other's days at all. There's no shared experience.
So there's a lot of asking Regina if she's available and her going, I can make time for that, and Luke just showing up or not. There's a way less, engaged relationship between Luke and Lily than there is between Regina and Lily, because Lily doesn't seem to ask Luke if he has time for this and what he's up to, and she does treat him like he's completely unemployed and available at all times, except potentially around his kid.
I wonder if that actually means that he is completely unemployed and available at all times. Like, the game itself is just supposed to believe this, but I have no idea, because The game...
Maybe the reason that Rachel is so grumpy with him is because he's literally living off some of his savings right now, trying to make his art work and get his brain together while dealing with divorce and custody things and whatever else is going on in his life. Which is his perfect right to do. People can live off of their savings if they, if they have them. Unfortunately, it's required that you have them first. But and that's the idea that she's going. You're basically burning through your savings, wasting your time on this art thing that isn't giving you, ROI, if you will.
Which is also very frustrating, and I feel suddenly.
Yeah, I feel a little connected to that struggle, actually. Let's hustle and clear this path, because sometimes people do. They go, I either take out a loan, some hustling later, or I engage in, with my own savings, and I invest in either a business concept, or something like that.
Was there a bridge?
No.
Yes!
Oh, wow. Well, the pieces of it will be down in the valley, so you can figure out what it looked like.
We're not restoring anything, honey.
You could actually just pull up your phone and look on the internet and go, is there a bridge near Route 66 somewhere?
Right.
And go, is it that bridge? Like, again, if this is a historical monument, you could restore it that way.
Also, I'm terrified because I'm going, this is supposed to be a quarry. How crappy is your bridge?
Also going, a quarry is, again, a live workplace where you are collecting and harvesting rock and mineral.
Yeah.
So when everyone's calling this a quarry, is that what they're actually talking about, or are they just saying a small canyon?
I don't know.
And what kind of rock was mineral was harvested here?
Hi.
All right. Anyway, my previous thought, I'll just drop it. It's fine. But sometimes it's hard to try and jump out on a limb and do something new and make a pivot in your life. Going, I want to start my own business or do something different than this 9-to-5 job or do something that I would like more. And it can be really, really difficult.
Yes.
Even starting a YouTube channel. Let's get meta for a second. All right. I think there's supposed to be a bridge
that's what
here.
we were talking about.
It might have been. It might have been. Don't know how we get down to the bottom otherwise. A bridge doesn't let you down to the bottom, honey.
What?
A bridge does not literally let you down to the bottom. That's a ramp. That's a ramp.
I mean, you can just climb down over there.
Good, because bridges don't take you down to the bottom of things unless it's a network of ramp-like bridges. I want a bridge, because I am not restoring things. I am building this for me, okay? And since Mr. Jones is an asshole and he's coming today... Shit, that's today. He'll be here today. I want to embrace that this is for me because I'll be inheriting it.
Okay. Jeez.
My inheritance, sir. Thank you. Whoa.
Okay.
Okay. So how would you get down? I mean, on this side, assumably, you could get down, like, just climbing. Like, it does look like, theoretically, you could just walk down in parts of it.
I don't know.
But it's hard to tell.
I love the fact we're just ignoring the blast.
We're going to build an entire bridge. It's something else. It's a whole other section. Screw them.
You're like, you're so awkward. Why did you do this?
Yeah. So you can just make a bridge, right? With, your time, your effort, your materials, your knowledge. Did you know
your engineering skills?
I was going to say, engineering is the exact same as sculpturing.
Sculpture.
I did it on purpose.
It hurts me. Do you mean me or just like in general?
In general, the concept of the universe. So a bridge can just be made, right? Like you can just make a cake. No, I meant you. You! Specifically, with your tools and your expertise, because I assume that building a sculpture and restoring a car is exactly the same as building the technical engineering feat of bridges.
That I need to be functional and also not collapse and potentially hold rocks. I mean, I don't know about just make. It's not like microwaving something.
I also am not admitting that, again, historically, the feat of bridges is a huge architectural achievement, and the study of bridges and architecture throughout the world is a big deal, and how people have solved the problem of getting from one side of something to another with a structure, whether that structure is made out of, like, wood and rope or vines, or whether it's made with, a huge-ass tree bridging it, or whether it's metal or whatever it is. Like, bridges are a heavy, important science. Like, you've got Da Vinci designing bridges and stuff like that.
Yeah, like they are a feat of artistry and engineering and mathematics.
They really are. And
Like
that's
that.
why in your high school shop class, they always have that bridge contest to build a bridge with, out of toothpicks that can handle so
God,
many
yeah.
pounds of pressure. I don't know if that's everywhere, but in America, that was what I encountered in high schools. There was a point at which every friend that I knew who went through high school had to, if they were in shop class, they had to build a toothpick bridge that could stand so many pounds of force.
Yeah, I never did that because I never went to regular school, but I remember that being a huge stereotype that people
It was a
would talk
thing.
about.
Everyone
Yep.
did it. Yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
Microwaving something.
But yeah, and you can help if you want. He can just make a bridge.
Are you going to teach me how to weld something? If this is made out of wood, I'm going to be real disappointed. Whoa.
Oh my
okay,
God.
1, that's a very challenging kind of a specific bridge to build. 2, holy crap, expensive,
Whoa.
and wow. And 3, that is kind of obnoxious and adorable. But also,
I don't even know what we're supposed to be
is
doing
she
here. This area
welding?
is so random.
And also, those flowers don't go with your desert aesthetic at all. Fine, industrial it is.
Screw that.
Hardcore industrial. Let's just sort of mimic the, what is it, like the Brooklyn Bridge or something? Or
Oh God, see you did.
Golden Gate?
Now to see if it'll hold my weight.
Because I don't actually know anything about engineering. Why does it look like it has like a railroad track on it for no reason?
It kind of actually does. Does it have...
I think it is supposed to mimic like a train bridge because it does look like that classic style, but why?
Why?
I knew I was going to do it. I knew it. Lily, woo. Luke! Okay, so again, I want to point out the difference in storytelling here of her here with her hands by her face screaming Luke, and then her up here in frame with her arms crossed and her head curled down and sort of curled into herself. They don't have enough expressions to match up with each other, but the I am sad and pulling in on myself and, basically withdrawing from the situation is very different than, bah! Surprise.
Yes.
And I feel like that's not a good matchup, so I'm just going to critique it that way. He looks like he's having a blast, though, doing a little hot foot dance with his wiggly fingers.
Honestly, it's been...
Also, did we learn how to weld? I need to know.
Just playing. Come on over.
She looks like she's about to cry. Like, you scared me so hard. Between these two expressions...
Putting them together
she is
very sad.
Like, you scared me so hard, I am going to cry. So... what the heck are we going to do with that? You mean we're actually going to discuss the crane?
Yes. We are. I can get it out of here, but my sledgehammer ain't going to cut it.
If it's part of the diorama, why are you removing it?
We don't, that's why I'm going, what are we doing here? We don't, so I've realized, like, with other areas, the theme made more sense.
Yeah.
And now it's going, okay, now we're in a quarry. You don't pull this shit out as far as I know unless you're going to replace it with another one.
Or are we trying to say without ever saying it at all, is it an assumption that over there on the left-hand side when facing the screen of the road, the paved road, that's the diorama. And this over here is a quarry that just has a bunch of junk in it for no reason. And that was never explicitly described at all, that these are separate things. So in my mind, having read exactly what they've put on page, if you will, I'm going, this is also part of that diorama.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you don't think it is, you need to tell the reader. Like, I feel like they were way too entrenched in, I know what this is, so you forgot to say it. Which is why you need proofreaders who don't know what you're writing. So, like, there is a level of being able to access media because you know what it is. When you pick up a teen romance, and you know it's a teen romance, if you're familiar with the genre, there's a level of knowing what to expect. When you pick up a mystery, someone recently pointed out, and it was really great going, if you know it's a mystery, the initial exposition isn't boring, hearing about 7 different people's early parts of their day or walking into a hotel and checking in by name, because you know it's a setup for a whodunit, which is a very specific cultural knowledge of expectation. If you set up your teen romance that way, everyone would be like, oh my God, I don't know who the main character is. I don't know who the love interest is. Why are we talking to all these people? What's going on?
Right.
Kind of thing. And so there is a level of understanding contextually what your thing is by someone going, yeah, this is a 2-part area. We'd like you to proofread this part of the story. But then you need to realize that in there, you still have to tell people it's a 2-part area. Yeah. Like, it's important not to lose that piece.
Yeah. But it's also important to know what genre you're writing.
or what genre we're reading.
Or what genre basically then, like,
and I would
the
tend to
tropes
say,
come with that genre.
If Lily's Garden was on a bookshelf, and you know what, I'm just going to ask, we've got at least one librarian, a couple of authors following us, what genre would you put this story in? Like, based on what you've read so far and your knowledge of literature, I'm just going to ask that part of our audience, because I appreciate you guys greatly, and I know my friend here does too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was to say, what genre of story would you say this is?
Like, where would you file this?
Yeah, is this chick lit? I don't know. All right. So
also, I love that thing of going like, yep, all fiction is just fiction, except for the fact that we have specifically chick fiction, which means that actually all other fiction is actually not for women.
It's all for men.
So
we actually had a discussion recently that we may put in another game.
Yeah.
But that basically stuff that's for the masses is for men and the masses, and then if it's for women, it's specified.
Yeah.
Like there isn't, I've never heard of the genre of dude fic or dude lit or man lit, even though I've heard chick lit.
Yeah.
So if there is no man lit, but there is chick lit, then it suggests that all lit is man lit, and chick lit needs to be specified because it's for women.
It's also like there are chick flicks.
And there aren't dude flicks. There's action flicks.
Yeah, but
they're not man flicks.
No, they're not. At all.
Or even bro flicks.
Even though a lot of people like to assume they are not inherently like
that isn't a term that has naturally come out of the phenomenon of our gender division. So it again suggests that there is a strong focus towards male.
Well, see, that just means that you're in trouble and that I get included with all the action stuff, and then I just can't read chick flicks.
You can't read the chick lit. See, non-binary individuals can't even perceive the presence of chick lit. That part of the library is empty to them.
It's gone. You don't understand. I don't know what everybody's talking about with this whole section.
And your aromantics, they don't see
the romance section.
The romance section just looks like it's under construction at all times. I suddenly want this fiction where your romantic and sexual orientation and gender identity, or your romantic and gender identity, really just those, affect what literature you can actually perceive or what media you can perceive, because you do or don't relate to it.
Oh God, literally. Time to bring out the metal grinder! Like, that thing is huge.
As if you didn't, you're really going to cut this apart. You're not going to hire like a professional scrap service or something like that to buy it from you. You're going to cut it apart piece by piece and take it out of there.
Yep.
Do you know how many days that will take you?
Days.
A lot.
This thing is huge.
Also, again, if it's part of the diorama, if this is part of the function of the scene, why would we be removing it?
I don't know.
Also, if he's tearing it down, Lily, why don't you be removing tires while he does that? Because I would like to see you doing something else, unless you got 2 metal grinders and you're going to help him with it, I guess.
Dang, this thing is old. Like, at least 100 years.
This thing was on this property way before your aunt was.
Like, whoa.
Its time has come. Hang on. If this thing is older than 100 years, did she bring it in as an antique after she bought this property? Or was it here before her? And if it was here before her, in this condition, we either, 1, need to not get rid of it, or 2, it belongs like that.
Maybe, yeah, like, why are we removing it if this is actually potentially a part of the estate itself? It's been around here for a long time.
Like, and if I'm again going, so did your uncle own this estate and then your aunt married into it? Did they buy this estate to get, because it was Uncle Arthur's family that had this estate, because of the whole...
As far as I can tell.
Well, because of the tree carving. It was Uncle Arthur's family that lived here.
Yeah, him and his boyfriend.
So he inherited, well, his, so your uncle's great, like uncle, or his dad, I guess, owned this whole thing. So your great uncle, once removed, potentially, I don't know relationships,
I don't know either.
Owned this whole property, and then your aunt Mary married into it.
Yeah.
And so if this was here and she didn't ever do anything specifically, she just took one half of it and made it into a cute little diorama, but this was already part of their family property, yeah, you're not restoring things to their former glory. That is the glory.
That's all we got.
Its time has come.
Rest in peace, old soldier.
It did still look like a tank.
I wanted him to say old soldier.
A solder?
Like solder?
Yeah.
Solder.
It's fine.
Old solder.
More like rest in pieces.
Nice.
Nah.
Nice.
Not as corny as my usual stuff, but still good. Look at him go.
Tiny.
It's so small.
Just a tiny grinder.
It's not a
my
cutter,
whole soul is falling. It's fine. It's
a lot of grinding later. Okay, but what I have to say is, that wasn't a metal cutter, it was a grinder, so did you sand it into pieces? I don't know. Anyway, it's fine.
I think they changed their. I think they said cutter and then they said grind. I'm fine.
I don't know. It's fine. I imagine they meant that he was, grinding into it and cutting it into segments, but cutting something three-dimensionally into segments, like into cubes or chunks, is actually a feat, I might have you know. And it's not like using a chainsaw on a tree trunk, so that really should have taken him weeks with that tiny little tool.
Yeah. I was just about to say, that tool was tiny.
That
was itty-bitty.
Very small.
Like, you'd have to go get new grinder bits all the time.
You'd need a new grinding like your new grinding wheel constantly.
Yeah.
Like instead of some time grinding later, it just says 500 grinding, plates later. That'd be so good. 1,000 count box of grinding plates later. How clever would that have been?
That would have been fun, actually.
That would have been cute. Okay. I guess I should have expected you to have a metal grinder. You're always so well equipped. And he also works with metal as his primary sculpture thing. We called him well equipped.
I'm very well equipped.
We called him well equipped. Don't even bother trying to roast me for that remark. I have now seen it. I will roast myself. Damn it.
Honestly, though, there is some level of, so I can't tell, I get the humor of going oh my god, I can't believe you said something sexual or flirty, but I'm also where did we actually get the idea of going you said something sexual or flirty about me, or there's something that can be construed as such, and that we have to be ashamed about it?
Right?
Or embarrassed about it, or frustrated by it, or something to make fun of?
Again,
when it's you're interested in this person, why is this bad?
When I make dorky flirts that are nonetheless clever and stupid and can have double meanings that I wasn't aware of, and I'm intentionally flirting, it's great. Or when there is somebody I'm interested in, and I haven't been flirty with them, but I am on a flirting relationship terms with them, and then I say something and they go, could be construed as flirty, I usually just go, and of course that's how I meant it, or a level of, ooh, good point.
Right? And I'm not saying that it has to be, and it doesn't mean that obviously everybody's shaming each other, going after each other, but sometimes I've wondered about it where I just kind of watch people and you're there is this level of and then watching the person go, oh my god, I got really defensive because I didn't mean that, it was and you're just
also going, why roast yourself
flirting
about
is just fun sometimes.
I accidentally referred to your junk and how well equipped you are when I clearly have a sexual interest in you.
Right?
Why is that shameful or embarrassing? I guess it's embarrassing because you didn't do it on purpose?
Perhaps.
Yes?
Perhaps. Well, I guess in the next one then, guys, we're going to do something maybe with probably removing more machine parts. So thank you very much for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also please feel free to share our videos if you're having a good time with us. Please also feel free to check out our Ko-Fi or Patreon. We got some links in the description down below. And I have been Scandal.
And Luke is literally standing with one foot on the wall. And I'm fine.
It's fine.
And I am Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye!